Welcome back, class 10. Continuing with your history, chapter 5, factors leading to the formation of the Muslim League. Today, we'll start the Aligarh movement. Sir Syed Ahmed Khan and the Aligarh movement. Now, who was Sir Syed? To begin with, Sir Syed was a progressive nationalist. He was a progressive nationalist. He referred Hindus and Muslims as two eyes of the beautiful bride that was India. He did not distinct between the Muslims and the Hindus. They thought that Hindus and Muslims both were a part of India. But in the 80s, Sir Syed was totally a changed man. He was completely brainwashed. In the 80s, I mean in the 80s of the 19th century. That means 1880 to 1899. He advised the Muslims not to join the Congress because he thought that the Congress were necessarily a Hindu organization. He was brainwashed by Principal Beck. I will come to that later. Sir Syed founded a school at Aligarh which in 1875 developed into Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College. Question is often asked. So Sir Syed's school was later converted or developed rather into a college known as the Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College. Later, it grew into an university. Sir Syed's objective in establishing the college were, number one, to popularize scientific and Western learning among Muslims. As I have told you previously, that the Muslims were education-wise very backward. So, by forming this college, Sir Syed wanted that they should get scientific and Western education. Number two, to promote loyalty towards the rulers and win their favor. This is a very deadly one. To promote loyalty, to be loyal towards the Britishers, and to in return to win their favor. This college became the center of a movement popularly known as the Aligarh movement. The theme of the movement was loyalty, approval, and support of the government. So the main objective of the movement was to be loyal to the Britishers. Okay, so now you understand the twist in the plot. Anglo-Oriental Defense Association. Sir Syed Ahmed Khan took the lead in the establishment of Anglo-Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental Defense Association in 1893. The object of the association was to promote loyalty towards the rulers and to prevent Muslims from participating in any political movement. It is such deeds and events that projected the image of Sir Syed as a loyalist of loyalists. So, Sir Syed Ahmed Khan took an initiative and formed the Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental Defense Association. The main work of the association was to be loyal to the Britishers and to win their favor, because they were brainwashed in such a way that they thought that if they worked for the Britishers, they will win their favors and things will be easier for them. Now, next topic is events and factors. Events and factors which finally led to the formation of the Muslim League. The Indian Councils Act was passed in 1892. In August 1893, the Central National Muslim Association, representing the Muslim leaders of Bengal and other provinces, presented a memorandum to the government. They had asked for the due representation of Muslims in the Central Legislative Council. So what happened? Indian Councils Act was passed in 1892, and in 1893, Central National Muslim Association, which represented the Muslim leaders from Bengal and other provinces, gave a memorandum, a letter to the government asking them that they wanted a Muslim representative in the Central Legislative Council. Now, this is for the first time such separatist trend, Hindus, Muslims, this separatist trend started creeping in India, which actually what the Britishers wanted. Britishers wanted the Hindus and Muslims to be separate because it will be easier for them to rule. Anyway, separatist trend grew quickly with the spread of the Aligarh movement. We would now discuss the events and factors which finally led to the formation of the Muslim Leagues. Number one, the Hindi-Urdu controversy. Controversy means debate. In Uttar Pradesh, the petitions, means legal documents and government documents and papers, only in Urdu could be submitted to the offices and courts. Only legal documents, legal letters, petitions in Urdu could only be submitted in offices and courts. The Hindus protested against the practice. The government gave instructions on 8th April 1900 that officers and courts should entertain petitions written in Hindi, that's in Devanagari script also. So what did the government do? Government gave instruction in 1900 that Hindi, which people speak and write, that in Devanagari script, will also have to be allowed. This angered the Muslims. This thing made the Muslims very angry and called protest meetings in different parts of the province. The Hindus also held meetings to meet the challenge. The controversy worsened the relations between the two communities. So this controversy of Hindi and Urdu ultimately worsened the relationship between the Hindus and the Muslims. Okay, clear. The Aligarh politics. After the death of Sir Syed in 1898, Nawab Mohsin ul Mulk led the Aligarh movement. So Sir Syed, who was the leader of the Aligarh movement, died in 1898. After his death, Mohsin ul Mulk led the Aligarh movement. Nawab Mohsin ul Mulk. When the Hindi-Urdu controversy raged, when it was spreading and it was on its peak, the secretary of the Mao College, what is Mao College? Mao College is Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College, Mao College. So the secretary of the Mao College Trust. So when the Hindi-Urdu controversy was raging, Mohsin ul Mulk was the secretary of the Mao College. He had severely criticized the government. What did he do? He over here means Mohsin ul Mulk. He criticized the government order for granting equal status to Hindi and Urdu in UP. So, Lieutenant Governor of UP, A. McDonnell, who was the Lieutenant Governor of UP? A. McDonnell, demanded that he should either resign from the secretaryship. Who should resign? Nawab ul Mulk should resign from the secretaryship of the trust, or separate himself from agitation against the government order, or separate himself from the agitation. Either you resign or you separate from the agitation. You should not agitate. If you continue agitating, you should resign from the secretaryship. The Nawab cooled down for some time, but the other Muslim leaders were angry and put forward the suggestion of establishing a political organization of the Muslims. So they wanted that a political organization for the Muslims should be organized. Now, first point was Hindu-Urdu controversy. Second point was Aligarh politics. Third point means events which actually led to the formation of the Muslim League. Third was anti-partition movement. During the early phase of anti-partition movement, a large number of Muslims took part in the protest meetings. Clear? But the government was very eager to prevent the Muslims from joining the mainstream of Indian life. Because the government always wanted to keep the Muslims separate from the mainstream Indian politics. It won over Nawab Salimullah of Dhaka. Won over means the Britishers convinced Nawab Salimullah of Dhaka to its cause. As days passed by, more and more persons from the Muslim upper class came under the influence of the British. They started believing the British. So the government could secure the support of the Muslims on the ground that a new province would be a Muslim majority region. So what did this is so bad. The Muslims were won over. They were convinced by the Britishers because the Britishers promised that they will give a new province which is essentially formed for the Muslims. This is what the Britishers promised. They promised that if you work for us, if you don't go against us, we will give you a separate province which will be only meant for you. Okay. Now, the Viceroy Lord Minto had appointed a committee known as the Arundel Committee to make recommendations about an increase in the size of the Legislative Council. The Muslims therefore decided to present an address to the Viceroy because the Muslims wanted that the Muslims' representatives should be there in the Legislative Council. So when the Arundel Committee was formed, the Muslims gave a deputation or a letter to the Viceroy. As to the subject matter of the address, Mr. Archbold, the principal of Mao College, made a few suggestions. First, he suggested that there should be an expression of fear that the general system of election would harm the Muslims because numerically they are minority. And secondly, the Muslims should ask for some system of nomination or representation on the basis of religious belief. Accordingly, the address was prepared. Just see. Did you understand the politics? See, when Lord Viceroy Minto